All right, good morning. So my name is Dirk Ahlborn. I'm the CEO and founder of Hyperloop Transportation Technologies. And we say that we transform transportation at the speed of sound. This doesn't work. There you go. All right. So what is Hyperloop? Who here actually knows what Hyperloop really is? I'll test you guys later. So for everybody else, we have a little video that gives a little bit an introduction. So enjoy.
I have a name for it, which is called the Hyperloop.
Imagine a capsule filled with people, right?
You put this capsule inside the tube.
You create a low-pressure environment inside this tube.
So you have no resistance.
And it's moving very fast from point A to point B.
Capsule, very similar to an airplane that goes in high altitudes, can travel really fast with very little energy.
Is the main trick to it the vacuum and the fact that there's no friction? Is that the main reason why it makes it so fast?
Tesla founder Elon Musk proposed this new technology called Hyperloop, and it's being developed right now in Playa Vista, here in this hangar behind me. Company Hyperloop has teamed up with the students to create this tube technology that's designed to connect cities up to 400 miles apart.
So when Elon published the document, he just drafted a possible way to achieve this. 2 months later, my business partner, Dirk Ahlborn, took this document, published in our website, JumpStartFund, and did a call to action. So how are we doing this?
We want you all to join the Hyperloop movement.
And we have been overwhelmed of requests from engineers from all over the planet. There were people from, NASA, Tesla, SpaceX, Boeing, MIT.
We want to give our community that's supporting us the possibility to own parts of the company.
So we are creating the biggest crowdsourcing project in the planet.
The company says it already has several potential investors and wants to take Hyperloop to China in the future.
You have to consider that the Hyperloop is not a new idea. Humanity tried to build this system several times in the past.
The race is on. Elon Musk's vision for a high-speed passenger pods known as the Hyperloop is one step closer to becoming reality this morning. One of the known companies competing to capitalize on Musk's proposal, announcing today it has struck a deal with landowners in Central California to build the first full-scale Hyperloop along a 5-mile stretch along I-5.
We designed a system that is not only fast, but it can actually produce more energy than it consumes.
It will change the way we live. It's possible today, it's based on existing technologies, and it's the right time, it's the right moment to finally get something doing like this.
In 30 years' time, will you and I be sitting on our rocking chairs going, well, we talked about it then, and he did it?
All right, so those were a couple of, the first couple of years put together in a couple of minutes. So just to reiterate, what is a Hyperloop? Imagine a capsule similar to an airplane fuselage filled with people or freight, hovering inside a tube and moving really, really fast from one point to the other. Actually, it moves right below the speed of sound. Inside this tube, we create a low-pressure environment. So basically, we have vacuum pumps along the tracks that takes the air out, so that now the capsule can go much faster with much less energy because it doesn't encounter any resistance anymore. So the whole system is completely green, so using alternative energy. We're using solar, wind, kinetic energy through regenerative braking, and depending on the climate, even geothermal, to ideally, well, depending on the route, of course, produce more energy than we're actually using. Sorry, this is, oops. But why? Why should we care about what they call the fifth mode of transportation? This is why. Traffic. We spend a lot of time in traffic. A lot of time that, well, we could be productive, or maybe even more important, we could be with the people we care about. Traffic is one of the biggest problems that we have. Traffic is so important that based on where we live, we decide where we work, right? Actually, where I come from, in Los Angeles, based on where you live, there you go, well, you decide who you date. Because if she lives on the other side of the city, it's not going to work out. And then we have this, Beijing on a sunny day. On a bad day, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. So most people think that this is an issue that you have in China or in India, but in real, even here in Europe, you're losing on average 15 months of your life thanks to pollution. So now, of course, transportation is only part of that, but it's important enough for governments to now move over into green modes of transportation. Just jump this one. Let's go. Sorry. Well, then we have the railroad industries. They're literally a dinosaur industry. They haven't changed much. They're still the same like they used to be 100 years ago, basically. These are normal railroad tracks. The distance between those tracks is 1 meter 43.5 standard gauge. That's how in most part of Europe we're building new infrastructure. Spain actually was very smart and went a little bit larger. But this is where most parts in the world, they build it this way. Anybody here know why? Why is that distance? This is why, the Roman carriage. So basically in 2017, we're building new infrastructure based on the butt of 2 horses. That's how much innovation we have done in the rail industry. And then it comes to cost, profitability. Actually, there's no rail line, no metro line in the whole world that's profitable. This is an example of the Los Angeles Metro. The Los Angeles Metro makes 76 cents per passenger, and $2.50 are coming from taxpayer money. Now, of course, you might want to say it's Los Angeles and everybody takes a car, that's why you're all standing in traffic, and that's true. But even New York, which is probably one of the most used metros in the world, loses 82 cents per passenger, which comes out to $2.2 billion every year. Germany subsidized their rail network with roughly 22 billion euros every single year. So the Hyperloop, because of our low operational costs, can actually be profitable in a very short time span. All the routes that we have been looking up to are roughly around 8 to 15 years. So how would our lives change if we would have a Hyperloop? Well, another problem we're having are airports. We're building more and more of them. They're overflowing, right? So with a Hyperloop, we can now connect these airports and they would become actually terminals, one big airport. Or we can build them much further out and still be there within minutes.